Hello, and thanks for joining me for another week with Mirree's Dreamtime Messages. Thank you everyone for joining me this week again for the Dreamtime Messages. Thank you and welcome to everybody here. And I appreciate everybody's energy and spirit that's here today with me. And I also want to send a really big thank you to everyone that has subscribed and comment or liked from the last video, and also shared with your friends and family, or maybe you're coming here for the first time. Welcome. I want to welcome you here, and I also want to welcome all my return subscribers and anyone that's been here for a while as well. Welcome. I actually have over 900 videos now on my YouTube channel, and so there's always going to be something that you can watch and listen and benefit from. So I've had the channel for quite a while now, and for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mirree. I'm a contemporary Aboriginal artist from Wiradjuri country. My mob come from the Kuma tribe, which is on the border of Queensland and New South Wales, and I paint a variety of animals in my work. Some could be overseas animals, or they could be local animals or from other states. This happens quite a lot because I have a wide variety of customers, not only here in Australia but also overseas, and so I paint a lot of the animals that my customers likes me to paint. I try to paint up to 100 paintings per year in my usual practice, and so that's just a little bit about me. I've been a full-time contemporary Aboriginal artist since 2013. And so yeah, a lot of the artworks that you'll see on my social media pages are from me. And so some of the styles may look different, but it all comes from me, simply because it's been a development and learning progress over time. And so as I've gotten better, I've produced works that contain more animals, or that contain more colors. And so, but also doing the many colors and doing the many animals takes a lot more time. And so that is why sometimes you'll see paintings that are like smaller paintings that are about $350, and the same size being maybe about $250, is because when I'm painting a lot of animals in a painting, it takes up a lot more time and energy and paints as well, and so materials, and so that is why the pricing can be very different, and especially to do with the larger ones as well, as opposed to the smaller ones, which you'll also see a big price difference between the bigger and the smaller ones as well, because then you're actually sometimes using liters of paint and not just paints from the tube to do with the smaller ones, and so that becomes very costly. And sometimes with the larger ones, you can be working on them for months, sometimes even years as well. And so between those years or between those months, there's actually learning that has happened during that time, or more experience has been. And so that's actually what you're actually getting in that painting as well. And so over the years, I've actually done hundreds and thousands of paintings. And so if there's been an animal or a painting that somebody's loved and they've wanted me to recreate that, I've done that. But I've always made it a little bit different in order to make it unique to the person that is going to be owning it. And so there's a lot to learn on this channel. I've learned a lot over the years, but I'm still even learning today, even though my learning comes from maybe about 7 years all up at TAFE and at university as well, because it was really important for me to have not so much influence but I wanted to just take myself on a journey where I could just find my own style. And so basically I wanted to just learn all the traditional techniques, and then I wanted to come up with my own style. But in saying that, when I was quite young, maybe I was a lot different to a lot of artists out there, because a lot of artists are self-taught, but I was actually self-taught myself. And I also did a lot of learning from university and TAFE as well, about 7 years all up. And so that's why I had a bit of a break after I did my studies. But I also learned a lot from my father. And so he had an accident when I was quite young. And so I used to be almost a professional ballerina dancer when I was quite young. But, you know, I changed my my path early on, because I thought that this wasn't something that I could continue after doing it for many years. And so yeah, it was during that time that I used to go out to the shed and watch my dad as he used to paint with oil paints, and he was very good at doing landscapes. And so yeah, I kind of watched him a lot, pretty much every day after school. And so that kind of has been my background to do with art and creativity, has been in my life for my entire life, actually. After I did my dancing when I was young, I did that for maybe at least 10 years, maybe from when I was 6 to when I was 16, or a little bit, maybe I was even younger than that, because I started doing painting probably around when I was 17 years old. And so between doing ballerining and my painting, beginning my journey of doing painting and drawing, I actually was a flute player. And so yeah, I you know, so from when I was about maybe 5 all the way up until now, my career has been highly creative. But you know, moving on, I just wanted to give everyone a bit of a background about me. And because also you know, you would probably say that I'm very multicultural, simply because I have a lot of customers all around the world, all different ages, all different races and cultures. And so yeah, that's why my art comes across as being very different or otherworldly as well, because I had a bit of a big influence when I was younger of really loving to support charities that were all around the world, that you know, really impacted me in a way. And so yeah, I am somebody that loves learning about different cultures, but I also you know, just love using the use of different colors and different ways of doing techniques in my works. That's not kind of like the usual thing. I think that was what was so important to do with my work when I decided that I wanted to do traditional learning, is that I wanted to learn everything traditionally, and then I kind of gave myself permission after I did that you know, I could work in many different ways, however I saw was the best way for me in order to create my really you know, outlandish, I guess you would say, style. So and that breaks all the rules from what you normally see. But you know, that was kind of intentional. That was something that and unintentional, as I just kind of followed my own way of doing things. And so that's kind of like why it made it seem like that I wasn't who I say I am, but I really am. And so yeah, and so yeah, that's pretty much me and my artistic unique journey in a nutshell. And you know, one day I will put everything that I have learned and my personal story in a book one day for everybody to read. And you know, and then everything will just make a lot more sense, because you know, even still today in this day and age, I still get a lot of hate online from others, simply because, you know, they may have found me later on in my journey, and so they you know, I'm perceived as being fake, and I'm perceived as being somebody that I'm not, which is unfortunate for those people that really don't know or understand my work. And so yeah, I think I counted up, there's like maybe about 4 developmental styles over the years that I've produced, and so that's why it also seems like there's been many different people that have done these works, not just me. And so yeah, that's also why you know, I get a lot of hate and whatnot, but I'm not gonna let it you know, stop me, because I am pretty relentless in my passion, in what I love to do, and in sharing it most of all with you guys. And so yeah, but let's have a look and see what the cards are going to be coming up with us, and the guidance and transformations that are going to be coming up for us. And like I said, I'm kind of in a new environment. I'm bringing in some more light and clarity into our Dreamtime Messages, and with the change of seasons, I kind of got a bit sick this week, and so yeah, coming off the back of my birthday, which was last week, and so and that video to do with deep listening is coming out this week, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload a video. And if there's any if you have any other suggestions of some videos that you would like to hear from me you know, coming up, then I am all ears. And so don't forget to also comment you know, any stories or any feedback you want to give me, and I am you're most welcome, and I really look forward to reading your comments, and you know, and doing some videos that we can all benefit from on this channel. And so yeah, let's get into it. The week is going to be starting the 9th of March and running until the 15th. And yeah, it's the second week of March already. And I have been having the flower medicine book for half price. So that's going to be ending on Monday at midnight this week. And so if you haven't had a chance to get one of them, I highly recommend that you do, as this is probably going to be the last time that I last chance to get it at that price, because I already had it for a couple of weeks and extended it. So, and I had it as a little special over my birthday period. And so yeah, grab yourself one, because you get 2 books for the price of 1. And so yeah, starting the 9th of March this week and running until the 15th. And the 3 cards that we drew out from last week was with the Camel, I Am Trusting. You may have had some pretty you know, challenging situations come up for you this week, but really sometimes we can you may just be at a stage where you're outgrowing certain painful experiences at this time. And so it's kind of like this balloon effect, and it wanting to burst. And so, you know, we kind of feel like we want to give up, but you know, it's about that card was about not giving up during this time, and to keep moving forward, because we are moving beyond these painful experiences that we've been experiencing from the past. And the other card that we drew out was with the crocodile, letting us know that you're powerful when you can leave anything that's no longer serving you behind and take back your power from these certain situations. Then you know, you can become more powerful and claiming back your power. And the other card that we drew out was with the resting rainbow serpent, letting us know that that you're needing to rest and allow some time for yourself and your spirit to rest so that you can recuperate and recharge your spiritual energy, which connects to the very heart of your culture. And so they were the 3 cards that we drew from last week. And so we're going to have a look and see the animals that are going to be guiding us for this week. And so if you've got your Dreamtime card deck, then it comes in a box and you've got your 36 glossy cards and your 100-page booklet, which you can follow along every week with me, and you can also comment anything that you feel like sharing your story. I'm always all ears here, and I hope that by sharing my story as well, that it encourages you also to share what's been challenging you for the week. And so we do these every week, and I share these with messages with you every week, and with the Holy Spirit and the ancestors and animals, God's creation of animals at the center. And so the first card that we pulled out for this week is with Currawong. I am empowered, letting us know that when I go beyond any painful memories I've experienced, I become enlightened. This makes me happy and I'm empowered. And yeah, this doesn't happen overnight. When, you know, we can feel empowered overnight, yeah, but I'm seeing leaving painful experiences doesn't always happen overnight, and that's okay. But we just need to make sure that we are being very gentle and very patient with ourselves as we're leaving these painful experiences from behind. And like I said from last week, as I was talking about last week's card, and how we're like stretching ourselves to just break that mold of those painful experiences from and patterns that have caused unhappiness to occur in our life. And so, you know, we're actually coming to a realization that that our life into the future doesn't have to be that way, and that we can be empowered like the Currawong is showing us, especially when we can move those beyond those painful experiences that we've had. And I'm trying to make this video not very long because last week I couldn't upload it very well. I couldn't upload my normal video, and so I really want to try to make this not very long this week. But for some reason the light has been bringing more information for us, and so you could be afraid to feel at this point in time as you go through certain situations or feelings from the past, and the past could be trying to show you something. This feeling is your indicator, telling you that there is a part of yourself that is connected to the past that is trying to show you something important during this time. There's something from your past that is unresolved, which is trying to tell you an important message. The Currawong teaches us about lessons from the past. And has it been there could be some reoccurring themes, mistakes, or problems that have cropped up to show you something important that you may not have realized that you have missed from before. Currawong will show you what that might be. The Currawong messenger bird doesn't muck around. It hops from one area to another, constantly on the move to find what it needs, and always, most cases, forsaking themselves and others in their stride to get there. Does this sound like someone familiar to you in your life right now? This is not the way to overcome a situation, and will only result in the ghosts from the past to be even more felt and heard. And so the guidance this week is now is the time to take a slower approach to your life in order to regain the parts of yourself that are still coming out. And so the action step is this week, your soul is going to thrive by taking action to push yourself out of this situation, which is making you feel afraid and fearful, and moving forward so that goals do not result in going side to side. Allow yourself to be the light that pushes through any darkness or pain away. You could be feeling on a negative, afraid, fearful, life on repeat, feeling lost or lack of confidence. You can always turn this around by contemplating the message of the Currawong and allowing yourself to be empowered during this time and enlightened. Taking baby steps and starting over and being courageous in a new life that is going to be more fulfilling for you. And so that is the first card that we drew. Sorry guys. I think I got a bit of a cold because of the change in seasons. And yeah, it's been like pretty hot, but you know, I didn't think it was that bad for this summer, but now it's starting to really cool down, and we got like so much rain just recently. Ooh. hang on a minute. a few cards. That was way too many. Yeah, and so don't mind me because I'm just slowly but surely getting better from this cold that I caught just recently. So I'm hoping when I'm on here next time that I'll be all better, or almost better anyway. And so let's have a look and see that the next card that we got. And make sure to contact me if you're thinking of purchasing anything from the store, and to see whether I can give you a better price on anything, because, you know, I'm always here, you know, waiting and ready to serve you guys and help you guys in any way that I can. So I just wanted to tell you that, in case you were thinking of getting something from the store. Yeah, because there's been a lot of things happening lately, and I'm all just like last week, I'm completely set up at the Australia Post Shop in Orange, New South Wales. So, you know, if anyone's traveling through Orange, New South Wales soon, then you'll be able to see my artwork in there firsthand. And so, yeah, I've also been sharing this on my social medias as well. And so the next card that we pulled out this week is with the Magpie. I am expanding, letting us know that when I set healthy boundaries, I can take the lead in my life. I experience soul growth and understanding through the knowledge of the land, and I am expanding. So it's important that, you know, that you have some healthy boundaries set up this week, so that you can have more space around yourself to understand you and what you're going through during this time, during this cycle. And we'll talk about the moon cycles, you know, just when I'm nearly finishing up, which I usually normally do at the start, but I'll do this at the end. Are you feeling misinterpreted about your responsibilities within the family? Through the elders, we can become aware of certain responsibilities, but in the end, it is for you to decide what is right and what is wrong through your own personal experiences, through those choices that you make, which gives you your own spiritual growth. And I also want to mention also that I know a lot of my mob and family members don't agree to a lot of the things that I do online, but what's really important is that you do what's empowering for you, and what expands your life and what expands your experience and life and journey, because everybody has a unique journey. And not only that, there is a lot of people that also don't agree with what I do online outside of my family. And so, yeah, it's so important that you stay strong in your values and uphold what is right for you. And it's not only within the family circle, it's not just about what's within your family, but also what's in your community as well. And so, because there is a lot of people that love you in your community, and that will show by people that will show you through actions and what they say about you, or comments, or in any actions that they make towards you through giving giving back, and so on and so forth. And so what is important during this time for you is that you are able to make the choices that are completely right for you and what feels right for you in your intuition. And no, I did say I was going to do a video on intuition, so if that's something that you're wanting to experience more in your life, then you know, I can tell you that that is your number one guidance, is your intuition and how you feel about certain situations in your life. And so Magpie Dreaming represents messages from the elders. We have a responsibility to listen to our elders and the people that helped shape us, to look up to for advice on our spiritual journey as Aboriginal people, and not just Aboriginal people, anyone in general as well. The eyes in the trees are the ancestors and the elders watching over us, and the actions that we take, they are always watching what we do, whether it is right or wrong. This knowledge comes through the ancestors and elders, and the golden spiral of the land of the heart symbolizes the ways of the land and the magic of this knowledge. Through these messages from the elders and birds, we can begin to understand their ways, which is part of God's creation. And so the action step this week, your soul is going to thrive by taking action to push yourself out of the family in order to gain more understanding, spiritual guidance, and soul growth. This may seem unfamiliar or challenging at first, but in time you will be allowing your spirituality to develop and grow itself. I know that there was a certain time in my life where I kind of moved myself out of the family circle in order to grow my spirituality. And it was something that was very, very hard to do, but was also rewarding as well. And so the negative could be coming up this week is you're feeling irresponsible, disrespectful, misinterpreting and focusing on material possessions, feeling restrained or narrow-minded. You can always turn this around by focusing on your spiritual growth, knowledge of the land, soul growth, understanding, showing boundaries, and which will in turn expand yourself. So let's have a look and see the third card that's coming up this week. And I also want to mention, as we're coming to the end of our reading, that we're currently in a waning gibbous moon at this time, which will be up until Wednesday. And a waning gibbous moon helps us to focus on our gratitude and writing down a list of anything that we may be feeling thankful for, grateful for, up until Wednesday. Or it may be a practice that you want to get into on a daily basis, because this will actually help you bring in more abundance. And so the third card that we drew this week is with Koala and Baby. I am allowing. When I allow and share my needs with others to let them know, I allow myself to be completely supported by life. And so yeah, this is about allowing more support to come into your life from others that could be helping you to reach your goals. Reaching your goals is not about being alone, it's about being fully supported by others in your path as well, and in what you're doing, and letting others know that you're needing help during this time as well. And so if we have a look on Koala and Baby, if we have a look on page 33, there is a deep yearning to be supported and loved in life from friends, family, or those who have grown close to. But if we are not open to receiving this level of support, unintentionally we could be shutting the door on support from people that could be potentially helping us to grow. And so are you allowing enough support in your life right now? You don't need to be alone in your quest to become a better person. You are far more important when you realize, more important than you realize, when you let yourself to be and others to be supported by you. When you realize and when you let others love and support you more, this brings you great power from within, teaching you the importance of community love. We strive to do better things, but let's not forget the vital role that others play in our own lives during our own development to better things, and letting other people in our life a lot more. And congratulate yourself in opening yourself up to receive more love and support from others at this time, because it takes great courage. And so the action step this week and the guidance is you are reaching a time where you want to leave anger and hate behind and embrace the meaning of unconditional love more. Discover what that really means to you. you could have been somebody that has experienced hate and anger a lot more than love, and that's okay. And so yeah, that's why you know, there is a lot of anger and hate that you may experience online due to that. And so yeah, the action step this week is the most important qualities that you can give yourself right now is to have the courage to forgive yourself, release hate, and move on to something better. Spend some time with those that you love in order to open up to the level of support you're needing right now. The negative, you could be feeling anger, hate, or suspicious, and you can always turn that around into a positive by being brave, experience unconditional love more, and what steps you can take to experience this kind of love that you're looking for, and forgiveness. And so that brings me to let you know that on the Wednesday is the third quarter moon, which represents forgiveness. And so that's going to be a really important time to think about forgiveness and forgiving ourselves, and what you need to be forgiving yourself for, and or others for. Was there a time where people have hurt you and you want to be able to forgive those situations in your life so you can move beyond it? And then after Wednesday, we've got the waning crescent moon, which represents surrender. And so it's about surrendering to anything that we can't control at this time after Wednesday. And you know, and any meditation and journaling is very good during this time as well. And so yeah, these are the 3 cards that we pulled out, with the Currawong letting us know that when I go beyond painful experiences, I become enlightened, and this makes me happy and empowered. And the other card that we drew out is with the Magpie. I'm expanding. When I set healthy boundaries, I can take the lead in my life, and I experience soul growth and understanding through the knowledge. And through the knowledge of the land, I am expanding. And the other card that we drew out is with the Koala and Baby. I'm allowing the support and the level of support that I'm needing in my life right now, and from friends and family, when I let others know that I need to be supported. I hope you all have a wonderful week with these 3, and I really look forward to hearing from you and your comments and your feedback. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week with these 3, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.